Good evening and welcome to our former chancellors, former presidents, my family, friends, guests, and future fellows as well. It's a true honor to become the sixth woman chancellor of the College of Felmers. I am so grateful for the leadership of those who came before me, especially the women on whose shoulders I stand, beginning with our first female chancellor, L. Jane Hastings at FAIA. I had the privilege of meeting L. Jane before she passed, and she was a true pioneer. She never let convention get in her way. She taught us that leadership and joy in architecture are not mutually exclusive. In fact, she made that very obvious. There is a joy theme tonight. I'm just going to have to warn you. You're so smart to pick up on that. As the first woman in Utah advanced to fellowship in 2013, I feel both the weight and the joy of this lineage. It reminds me that every time one of us walks through a door, that door stays open for all the people that follow. For those I haven't yet had the pleasure of working alongside, and I think it's almost no one in this room, I feel like I want to share a little of the journey that brought me here. I was born and raised in Salt Lake City, Utah. In 1990, fresh out of graduate school from the University of Utah School of Architecture, I joined a small firm that later became VCBO Architecture. Like many new graduates, I was convinced I'd change the world overnight. 35 years later, I'm still at the same firm, a principal in what is now a 135-person practice. And I can tell you, I've learned you can change the world, but it just doesn't happen overnight like that. It's a little longer than that. I was drawn immediately to K-12 education. Designing schools became not just my work, but actually it's my true passion. Over the decades, I've helped shape learning environments across the West that are innovative, sustainable, and most importantly, places that support possibility. Some of those projects have won national awards, and that is so lovely when that happens. I just love that. But the real reward comes late. That is when you're walking through a school like Pulse Swing and hearing the laughter, feeling the energy, and seeing children creating a future that I helped shape. That's what hits me. I am changing the world. One student, one collaboration space, and one kind of bright pink color at a time. So tonight, I'd like to thank the people who make my world brighter. I'm shared with a lot of you. Most of my family is here tonight, which is totally wonderful for me. And they should wave. My brothers, Randy and Roger. Catherine and Lisa. My sister, Gumby. I like this. We have, the school family. I know it's Utah, but we just have. Thank you for cheering me on, even if you're still not sure exactly what a chancellor does. My business partners, Alex and Melissa, are here tonight with us. And I would like to thank you for walking this architectural journey with me. My dear friends, Bob and Wendy, both fellows, both fabulous. They are here tonight as well. Thank you for being here. And all my other beloved friends, I kind of feel like I love everyone in this room. My heart is full. Thank you for being here for our first evening. I must also recognize the former AIA presidents who continue to inspire me. One in particular, my life partner, R.K. Stewart. R.K., thank you for showing me that leadership can be visionary, pragmatic, and profoundly kind all at the same time. Okay. I am deeply grateful as well for the three chancellors I have the pleasure of working on the executive committee with. And it's Francis, Ron, and Kate, and I have their whole name in the FAIA, but you've already met them, so that's Ron and Kate. Thank you. You've taught me that the true currency of leadership is grace under pressure, good humor, listening to others, and empathy. Serving alongside you has been one of the greatest privileges of my professional life, and occasionally one of the greatest tests of my scheduling abilities. Our executive director was we can never say enough good about her, right? She, without the humanistic function, she keeps us organized, on track, and laughing. Proves that efficiency and joy can coexist, thrive, and also produce a budget on time. Tonight is especially meaningful that we gather inside the newly renovated AIA campus for architecture and design. I mean, it's almost done, right? It's done. It just reopened the world, and it looks fantastic. And it demonstrates our commitment to sustainability, which is another thing I love about it. It also suggests that architects are incredibly organized and never procrastinate on anything ever. And we're keeping that illusion alive together. This place is the perfect setting for this ceremony. Renewed, purpose-built, and full of potential. Exactly what the College of Fellows exists to cultivate. We're here in large part thanks to Mr. Stephen Ayers, FAIA, whose leadership has shaped our profession in extraordinary ways. After his distinguished service as the architect of the Capitol, Stephen guided the completion of this building, and he stepped in to serve the AIA as the interim EVP CEO at a very pivotal moment. His steady guidance has brought us to the stronger, more energized point in the Institute's history, and we owe him a deep debt of gratitude. Indeed. And speaking of energized, how exciting it is to welcome Carol Wedge at AIA as our new EVP CEO. Carol brings clarity, vision, and refreshing candor, an unbeatable leadership combination. I'm thrilled that she's here to help the next era of the AIA. We're very excited about Carol. As your new chancellor, I want to emphasize an essential truth. The College of Fellows is not a ceremonial body. We have real work to do, and we've been doing it. Nick spoke earlier about our three-part mission: research, communications, and mentorship, as the orchard that we tend. Thanks to the generosity of our fellows, we've been able to continue our programs every year with greater funding and expanded initiatives. And I was the bursar of the college, and so this is the point where I have to mention there's still time to make your fully taxed 2025 year and donation. Being in the nation's capital tonight brings to mind the recent history of the Capitol Dome, our national icon of democracy, as well as a cautionary tale about deferred maintenance. Washingtonians remember it as that enormous iron structure that spent years covered in scaffolding. Cracks, corrosion, failing cast iron. It wasn't glamorous. But thanks again to a former architect of the Capitol, the dome was restored. Since the scaffolding came down, the dome stands solid, polished, and frankly, looking better than some of us after its multi-year restoration. The dome story is a great metaphor for the College of Fellows. Yeah, we're here when something needs to be maintained. Our real purpose is what happens after the scaffolding is removed. With stronger profession, an enabled next generation, and a world that benefits from the power of architecture. That is why we fund research. That is why we invest in mentorship. That is why we support leadership and component programs, not to maintain the status quo, but to push the profession forward, intellectually, ethically, creatively, and globally. As chancellor, my job is to accelerate that work, strengthen the support systems, expand the research, amplify the mentors, and ensure the profession stands taller and reaches farther every year. Because we do these things well, the next generation shouldn't need metaphorical scaffolding as often. The Capitol Dome proves the point. Good support leads to great outcomes. The scaffolding comes down, and something enduring stands on its own. As we continue nurturing the three parts of our mission, I intend to strengthen a fourth in 2026, fellowship. It may sound obvious. I mean, it's kind of in our name, fellowship. But now more than ever, we need to celebrate our members and our profession. our society and our profession, and yes, we are indeed professionals, as was commented on, and our planet face immense challenges and pressures that can divide and distract us. It's really easy to feel isolated. But when we join together in fellowship, sharing our experiences, our wisdom, and our successes, we reinforce a community practice that makes us all stronger. Together, we can improve lives and leave the world better than we found it. Only 4 more pages to go. I look forward to advancing this work with my exceptional colleagues on the executive committee. And again, their whole names written out and everything else, but I'm just going to say Vice Chancellor Stephen, Bursar Bill, and Secretary Lisa. Together, we'll carry the college's mission forward with focus, creativity, and yes, joy. Because joy is what architecture brings at its best. Joy in designing places that lift all communities and ultimately the planet. Joy in mentoring those who will one day outshine us. Joy in contributing to something larger than ourselves. And, joy doesn't trivialize the work. It proves that the work is meaningful. In closing, I invite you to take some joy with you tonight into your practice, into your service, and into this organization that we love. Let us lead with humility, courage, and laughter. Because if architecture teaches us anything, it's that beauty and purpose belong together. And joy is the bridge that connects them. Thank you all for joining us in celebrating architecture's future tonight. It's a fun night, right? Good.